Hi, Assalamualaikum. So this is our next chapter for chapter 5 for the strategy entrepreneurship with the title of the new venture creation strategy approach. So before we proceed and discuss further for this chapter, let me go through in terms of what is actually the meaning of a new venture creation. So the new venture creation is a process, satu proses of turning a new idea or technology into a business that can succeed, and at the same time it will attract the investors. Okay, so the potential entrepreneurs actually will try to identify any possible business idea. So for example, if you have one idea, to ensure that the idea boleh diterjemahkan dan boleh dijadikan sesuatu sebagai reality, so you need to pay the attention to everything happen in the environment. So you need to take into consideration, as I mentioned earlier, even though you have an idea, but you need to take into consideration either that kind of the idea can be transformed into a real. So you need to take a look the opportunities that you have in terms of the market or the industry that you will involve. Okay, and then in order to create the new ventures, so it is a process to involve an establishment of a new business venture from scratch. Okay, you have an idea, and then you will growing the venture and then effectively harvesting the business venture. So this is the purpose. You have an idea from the scratch. You are trying to transforming the idea into a real businesses. So what is the goals, what is the missions that you are expecting to have? Of course, at the end of the day, you were expecting that you can harvest. Okay, harvest ni maksudnya you boleh menuai balik hasil-hasil daripada new venture creations of you punya business yang you start daripada scratch. Okay, tadi tu. Okay. And then this is for the strategic entrepreneurship and strategic management. So ini kita punya framework lah. So as we go through for the environmental scanning, we have discussed about the external, societal, environmental, general forces, and also the internal. And then we already also discussed about the strategy formulation, about the mission, vision, objective, also the strategies. And then in terms of the strategy implementation, and then the last part that we're going to learn at the end of this courses is in terms of the evaluation and also the control. Okay, so ini memang you will see this framework at the beginning of this chapter. Daripada chapter 1 sampailah di akhir chapter awak akan nampak lah framework ini. Okay, and this is our learning outcome for today punya topic for today chapter 5. So at the end of the classes, we are hoping that we are expecting that our students should be able to first understand the key elements of the business strategy for the entrepreneurial venture, recognize the strategies adopted by the entrepreneurs to establish the venture, create a strategic visions for the new venture, and last, you will able to learn how to create a code of ethics. So this is our learning outcome that we are expecting that you will learn for today's chapter. So at the beginning, I already explained to you what is actually the new venture creation. So this is about what is a business strategy. So a business strategy is the actions an organization takes to pursue its business objective. And then the strategy drives performance, and an effective strategy results in a good performance. So a basic distinctions exist among the contents of a business strategy, and then the strategy process that the business adopts to maintain that strategy and the environment context with which the strategy must be made to work. So what is actually the content of a business here? Okay, so what is content of the business? So the content of the business strategy are related to what the business actually does. Apa sebenarnya yang the purpose of the business? Apa dia punya business model? Okay, so the strategy is for a long term. We are not doing the strategy for a short term period, but of course we are expecting for the long term to sustain the business, right? And then that you create for your company to reach the desire. Okay, this is about the strategy that you are creating for you punya long term punya expectation. So of course it is important to reach the company desire, future states of your envision, and then the strategy includes your company goals and also the objective. So for the goals, objective, and vision is a topic that you already learned in the previous chapter. Okay, so this type of the product and services that you are planning to build, and then the customer who you want to sell to and the market that you serve to make a profit. So this is in terms of the business content. So you must identify the objective. What do you expecting to have, the desired expectation that you are expecting, and then of course who are your customers to be focused, right? And then in terms of the strategy process, here what is actually the strategy process? So the strategy process are related to the way the business are decided what it is going to do. So tadi you dah ada you punya idea, and then you dah ada you punya strategy in terms who are you punya targeted customers, in terms of the objective, what are you trying to achieve. So this is in terms of the strategy process. Okay, how you are deciding the business to be successful. Okay, a strategy process is concerned with making a decisions. Okay, you have an idea, you have the objective, you have your punya targeted customers, you have your punya opinion, you have your punya business model. So how to reach or how to gain this idea? So what are the decisions that you should make, right? So decisions are actually made only after the data from various sources is received. So of course in terms salah satu cara adalah in terms of the market survey. Okay, so this data is received from both within the organizations. So this is in terms of the internal as well as from the environmental outside the organization. So you have learned about the environmental scanning. So all the strategies that you can implement in order to make a decisions to ensure that you can achieve the desired objective and also the desired outcome that you are expecting in your business. And then this is in terms of the strategic content. So when we talk about the strategic content, so what is actually the strategic content? So actually the strategic content is how you are planning, okay, how you are planning to achieve your strategy, and then what types of the content that sesuai, yang bersesuaian untuk awak mencapai strategi awak, okay, and then how, okay, how you want to distribute the content and how you want to measure the performance. So this is in terms of the strategy content. Senang cerita, by a conclusions, we know that strategy content is something that you are planning, apa yang you cuba capai. Right? So bila you dah ada planning, bila you dah ada awak punya andaian ataupun you dah ada you punya goals, targeted goals, and then you need to decide what is the suitable strategy that you can use to achieve you punya planning tadi tu, and then how to achieve the content, and then how to measure. So since you dah ada a few punya strategi, dah ada cadangan, dan of course di akhir sekali macam mana untuk mengukur keberkesanan strategi konten awak adalah you need to measure balik apa yang hasil telah awak dapat daripada strategi-strategi yang telah dikenal pasti ataupun yang telah dibuat oleh awak. So for the strategy content, kita akan tengok dari segi final product range, okay, and then advantage it seeks and also the customer itself. So the final product range ni is the product to be offered. Apa jenis produk-produk yang akan dikenalkan ataupun disediakan ataupun yang akan diberi terhadap consumer ataupun customer awak to capture dia punya perhatian. And then in terms of the customer itself, so the customer, who are the market to be targeted and the approach taken to be computing. So you have your punya product. So who will enjoy your punya product? So this is in terms of the customer you serve. And then in terms of the advantage, so this is in terms of the competitive advantages of your punya product. Okay, it says the marketplace, the competitive approach that you are gonna use in order to ensure that you can capture the customers to buy your punya final product offered to the end users. Right. So the first strategy content is in terms of the product range. So what is actually the product range? So the product range covers the types and range of the product that the firm supplies to the market. Okay, so the product range ni actually refers to the variations, pelbagai variasi daripada single product that made by the business to create a similar but distinctly different product. So each version of the product is designed to attract the different market segment with the intention of maximizing the sales and building the customer base. So what is the importance of the product range? Because by choosing many product offer to develop, the market and support is a key decision for any company so that it can have significant impact on the growth and productivity. So a product range, or sometimes we call as a product line, is a group of the product, okay, that have a similar characteristic. Contohnya kalau mobile phones, laptops, microwaves, or any electrical appliances, so actually they have this similar characteristic. So what are the similar characteristic? First, they are closely related in form and or function. So for example, if Oppo, kalau you tengok kan, so sama sahaja function dia. Alright, closely related in form, bentuk pun sama, function pun lebih kurang sama. Okay, you can make a calls, you can send a text, and then you can have a video calls, you can surf the internet. So sama function dia, a bit similar. Bukan a bit, memang sama fungsi dia. And then maybe in terms of the prices, similarly prices ataupun mungkin sedikit pembezaan dia. And then the market and sold through the similar customer group. So if you have Oppo, so you have your punya segmented. Who are the segmented? So why you are increasing ataupun why you make some differences in terms of the features? Because you have your own punya target. Okay, mungkin in terms of photos yang mementingkan technological punya advancement. So this is you punya targeted customer. So when a company develop a strong core product range, the product range allows the company to focus on those product line which still offering enough variety in terms of the size, color, taste, or functionality to appeal to a wide range of the potential customer. So for example here, in this slide, what types of the product should the business offer? So what should their features be? So apa jenis produk yang you nak perkenalkan kepada end users you? So apa dia punya features ataupun ciri-ciri dia? So for example, if you have a mobile phone, of course in terms of the range of the product ni, you akan tengok dari segi features. Kan as the time passes, you will make some improvement in terms of the features for you punya targeted customers. And then next, for in terms of the second strategy content is for the market scope. So market scope define the customer group and market segment that will be addressed by the firm. So the key decision includes how is the total market to be defined. Okay, what features are important for characterize the market and defining the sector, and on what groups of the customer should the business concentrate. Okay, by definition, the market scope or the company product market scope define the product and the market on which it will concentrate. Kalau tadi you have you punya product range, but this is in term who are you punya targeted market, siapa. So siapa yang you akan concentrate for you punya product line tadi tu. Okay, and then for the market scope also can be defined. It also includes the decisions about which kind of the product business will offer and which market the business will target with this product. Okay, so you have you punya product range tadi, for example, mobile phone. So who are you punya segmented, siapa awak punya target market, kepada siapa. So you might see ataupun you boleh take into consideration, tengok dari segi demografik dia, psychographic dia, so dari segi ciri-ciri siapa you punya potential customer. And then the last is for the strategic content is the competitive approach. So competitive approach, or maybe it will lead into the competitive advantages of the business. So it refers to the way in which the firm competes within its product market domain to sustain and develop their business in the face of the competitive pressure. So through the competitive approach, actually you can have the competitive advantages of your punya businesses. So what is actually the competitive advantage? So competitive advantage ni adalah kelebihan terhadap awak punya perniagaan. Maybe it is in terms of the product or the service offer. So it is the favorable positions and organizations see in order to be more profitable than its rivals. Okay. Sebagai contohnya, kalau you nak hasilkan telefon tadi lah, we have many rival dalam pasaran. You have Oppo, you have iPhone, and then you have Realme, and then apa lagi telefon. So we have a variety, a lot of the competitors, the rivals in the same industry. But mungkin untuk you punya phone ni, you offer the same features, similar features dengan competitors yang sedia ada, tapi the competitive advantages that you are trying to capture the market is by offering a low prices. Contohnya kan, kalau you pergi survey the phone dekat pasaran, it is within the Oppo and also another telephone, for example a Realme. So maybe they have a bit similar features, but in terms of the pricing, maybe the Realme are more less or more cheaper compared than the Oppo. So this is one of you punya competitive advantages to capture you punya market scope tadi tu. Okay. And then this also reflect the way in which the firm tries to influence the customer and then to favor their offerings. For example here, how should the product be priced relative to the competitors? Ini yang contoh tadi kan, in terms of the pricing strategies, for example. And then what distribution route will be used to get the product to the customer. So this is in terms of you punya channel lah. Macam mana kaedah, mungkin ada you menggunakan social media yang memudahkan urusan untuk reach you punya customers. And last, the strategy content. About the strategy content, it is actually about the decisions of the strategic content must be made in the light of the understanding of the external conditions and internal concerns. What is the external? So the external is the characteristic of the market. You are, for example, before you trying to create a new things, so you akan buat sedikit market punya survey. So the competitive situation and the way in which different sector can be served. So the market, characteristic of the market in terms of you punya customer segmentation, and then in terms of the industry itself. Okay, so this is in terms of the external. So internal, in terms of the mission and goal. So this is more towards you punya company, internal objective. What is the objective of your punya business? What are the missions or what is the goals for your businesses? The visions of your businesses, and then also the resources it has to hand and its capabilities. So this is before you make any decisions in terms of the product range, in terms of the market scopes, and also in terms of the competitive approach tadi tu. So you need to take into consideration the external and also the internal factors around you. Okay, around you punya business. So next is about the strategy process in the entrepreneurial business. So the firm strategy process is the way in which the business make decisions about the strategic content it wish to achieve. So if you take a look here, so we have the existing strategic content, desired strategic content, and also the achieved strategy content. So the existing strategic content is actually the content that you already achieve lah. Apa yang sedia ada, memang dah ada dan make you sure dan you pasti strategi content itu boleh dilaksanakan dan ianya telah dicapai keberkesanan dia. Right? And then in terms of the desired strategic content is what are the company trying to achieve. So if we take a look into this figure, the existing strategic content towards the desired strategic content. So this is the way in which the decision about what the business wishes to achieve is taken and communicated. Okay, so for the relationship between the desired content towards the achieved strategic content, it is about the control over the delivering the defined strategic content. And then from the existing to achieve strategic content is an ongoing process. Okay, the routines decision making within the organization. Even though you have the existing strategic content, you have you dah ada content yang memang dah dicapai, tapi you need to ensure either it is still valid. So that's why dikatakan it is an ongoing process because our environment are changing rapidly. And this is the link between the existing, figure tadi, existing strategic content towards the strategic content achieved. So the strategic content of the business will evolve over time. So ini yang kata tadi kan. So as our environmental keep changing, sebab tu ini dia kata sebagai ongoing process. Okay. The way in which the business modify its range of the product, change the customer base and develop the competitive approach will be the result of the series of ongoing decision and action taken by the people who make up the organization. So in terms of the competitive approach is in terms of you punya competitive advantages. So of course it is based on you punya customer base. So the customer base it is keep changing in terms of taste and preferences. Okay, so ianya akan sentiasa berubah mengikut peredaran semasa. Sebab tu ianya adalah ongoing decision dan tindakan perlu diambil oleh pembuat keputusan di dalam sesebuah organisasi. You need to make a changes. You need to follow the flow. So kalau you tidak melakukan sebarang perubahan, you akan nampaklah hasil ataupun kesan terhadap tidak mengikuti perkembangan semasa. So kalau you still remember at the beginning of the chapter for this strategic entrepreneurship, I will mention dengan you kan in terms of Android, what happened to the Nokia when they failed to follow the changes in terms of the customer punya perceptions, customer taste and preferences. So what happened to the Kodak? So that's why you need to keep rapidly change you punya existing strategy. Even though at the first beginning you are using the existing strategy and then you achieve the target, but you need to always keep modifying the strategy, the existing strategy to suit in back in terms of the environmental changing. Right? So these decisions occurs even if the organization does not have an explicit strategy to guide them. So what is explicit strategy? Explicit strategy is something that you firm, something that is clear in you punya decisions. And then they may be made in response to the immediate market opportunities. So that's why you need always to follow up the changes happen in terms of in the industry. And then next is in terms of the link between the existing strategy, okay, the strategy that you already have and achieve, and the desired strategy content. So desired strategy content is something that you are expecting to achieve. So there are a number of ways in which the organization can become aware of the desired strategy content. So first, the entrepreneur's communications of their vision. What are the visions of your organization? And then the definition of a mission, setting of the objective, and also the true informal discussion. Because the desired strategy content is something that something is new. So that's why in order to make the strategy, the new strategy, you need to take a look back in terms of the visions, in terms of the missions, and also the company objective. So what are you trying to achieve? Okay, and then of course it is through the informal discussions among your teams, among the expertise in the organization. And then next is the link between desire, strategy, content and achieve strategy, content. Kalau tadi kita dah tengok link di antara existing dan achieve, existing dan juga desire. So this is the link in terms of the desire strategy towards the achieve strategy, content. So this link is manifest in the ability of the entrepreneur to deliver the strategy content they desire for their organization. So there are two things that may limit this to be achieved. So first, the limitation must be both achievable given the market condition and the competitive forces present, and feasible in terms of the resources available to make the necessary investment. So the desire strategy is something that you are gonna proposing, so something that you are gonna have. So it is not an existing, tapi benda yang you are expecting to achieve based on the strategy yang you cuba ketengahkan. Tapi to ensure that you can achieve the strategy through the desired content is to ensure that it is achievable lah. Contohnya dari segi market condition, so it does suit in the market condition. So in terms of the competitive forces present pun, it does fit in. Okay, and then the feasibility, and then also the most important things is in terms of the resources available. Okay, if you have the new strategies or you punya business content, tapi if the resources is not achievable, so the resources ni is out of scope lah, susah untuk you dapat, so at the end you can't achieve the strategy. It's no point lah. So that's why it is the limitation. And then another limitation is the degree of the control of the entrepreneur has over the organization. The degree of the control, so in terms of the decision making of the entrepreneurs. Okay, so yes, you can have a new strategy that you are desired to achieve, but in order to achieve this new strategy, you need to ensure that these two limitation ni boleh dielakkan, so that you can achieve a good, you can achieve the outcome daripada you punya desire strategy ni are achievable. Or else, if you have any issues in terms of the resources to gain, or maybe it is not achievable, so at the end you can't achieve the strategy that you are expecting to have, the new strategies lah, because this is not an existing, tapi it is a desired strategy, a new strategy that you are expecting to achieve in your organization or in your businesses. Okay, so after you know in terms of the what kind of the strategy content that you want to achieve, what are the existing strategy that you have, and then what are the achievable strategy that you have. Of course, this is how you want to control the strategy process for the venture. So if the entrepreneur is to maintain the control of the organization and focus it on the opportunity that it seeks to exploit, then they must control their strategy. So the essential decisions are including decision must relating to the development of the mission. So macam mana pun strategi yang you cuba tengahkan, of course kita akan berbalik-balik kepada mission, vision and also the objective of you punya organization. So second, the decision are relating to the development of the strategy, pembangunan strategi itu sendiri. Kan kalau tadi in terms of desire strategy, you must ensure that you can avoid the limitations of the desire strategy in terms of resources, in terms of the achievable of the strategies, and in terms of the setting the goals. Okay, and then the third is in terms of the decision relating to the control of the resources. And then the last, is decision relating to the way objective will be set, monitored, and also be rewarded. So this is the essential decisions to ensure that the control strategy process intervention can be achievable. And then next is in terms of the well-defined strategy can help the venture. So the strategy actually, strategy yang implement in your organization actually first can encourage the entrepreneurs to assess and articulate their vision. Second, to ensure auditing of the organization. Third, illuminates new possibilities and latitudes. So what is latitude? So latitude is a scope, a scope for freedom or actions or thoughts that you have in your organization. And then also it can help to provide the organizational focus. So you have your own strategy, so you can focus to implement the strategy to achieve your vision and also the mission. And guides the structuring of the organizations, acts as a guide to decision making, provide a starting point for the setting of the objective, and the last, the importance of the well-defined strategies is it can help to act as a common language for the stakeholders. So if you have a proper well-designing strategy, so of course the strategy itself can help your organizations. So that's why it is very important for you to ensure, and then it is very important for you to designing a good strategies, so that the strategies that you are designing can be something that benefit your organization. Bukannya sesuatu yang memberi masalah, tapi sesuatu yang memberi kebaikan terhadap awak punya organization itself. Okay. And then next is in terms of the overview of the entrepreneur entry strategy. So the strategy is the patterns of action that define an organization. There are two generic strategies that are commonly used. The first is product market domain, and the second one is the competitive advantages. So what is actually the generic strategy? So generic strategy ni is a general way untuk positioning, untuk meletakkan, apa kita panggil kalau positioning is of course untuk memastikan a firm is within the industry. Kalau di dalam satu industri ni, you akan ada banyak competitors, you ada banyak lagi firm-firm yang lain. Tapi the generic strategies ni will helps untuk memastikan awak berada di dalam pasaran ataupun industri tersebut. So it will focus on the generic strategy, allows executive to concentrate on the core elements of the firm business level strategies. Okay, so of course kalau kita bercakap berkaitan dengan generic strategy ni kan, nanti kita akan tengok in term of the bottom 5 forces, how you want to help you punya businesses to positioning you punya firm in the industry. And this is the first types of the generic strategy in terms of the product market domain. So we have 5 types here. So the first is focus entry. So the focus entry is addressing a single well-defined product in a product market domain. What is single well-defined product? So a single product ni is a strategy that involve a company offering only one product or one product versions with very few option. Contohnya macam shampoo lah. Shampoo satu produk sahaja, shampoo for hair, and then kita ada banyak jenis variety. Okay, and then in terms of the product split, offering a wide range of the product to a single well-defined market dalam pasaran. So a customer spread is delivering a single or narrow range of the product to a wide base of the customer. The fourth is adjacency, offering a wide range of the product to a broad customer base. So all product market segments are adjacent in that the characterizing features of each segment are continuous or can be related to each others, berkaitan. Contohnya macam Coca-Cola, mungkin dia involve dalam industri yang lain. Okay, and then in terms of the scatter is a variety or different product that are offered to a variety or different customer, and then the segment are not adjacent. So not adjacent means that it is not a continuous and they are not related to each others. And for the second generic strategy is competitive approach. So competitive approach itself, so we have a 5 here. The first is how to make sure that you are competing ataupun competitive compare with the others competitors. So first is by offering a new product or services. Sesuatu benda yang baru. We know in a business, either you be a first mover or you are a second mover. If you are a first mover, of course, you are the one that offering a new product or service to you punya customers. So what are the benefit to be a first mover? Of course, you can capture the market first. Okay. And then offering a greater value. So greater value is in terms of your competitive advantages. Offering a new product ni dah satu benda yang kompetitif, tapi you offering a greater value. Nilaian dia lebih dari produk sebelum ni. Creating a new relationships. So new relationship boleh jadi dari aspek you punya suppliers ataupun you punya consumers. Okay, new relationship. For those parties ataupun agents yang boleh memberi benefit terhadap awak. And then being more flexible. Being more flexible means that you are adapting to the changes happen around you. So you tidak stick kepada satu idea sahaja ataupun you tidak stick kepada satu pengkhususan sahaja. For example, kalau telefon sebelum ni kan, kalau you tak guna Android, so you need to use the Android. Kalau sebelum ni kalau sebelum ni you tidak menggunakan sesuatu teknologi, so you are increasing ataupun improving teknologi di dalam you punya features pengeluaran you punya barangan. Kalau sebelum ni kamera tidak cuma menggunakan film biasa yang you beli Kodak tu saja, tapi you due to the adapting changes happen around you, so we move forward to the digital punya camera. So this is why you must be flexible in terms of the changes around you. Okay, and then being more responsive. If you are seeing there's a changes in terms of the customer taste and preferences, or maybe in terms of the technology teknologi ni cepat dan selalu kerap berlaku, so you being more responsive to change, untuk berubah. Bukannya you tengok ada perubahan, tapi you menunggu untuk melakukan perubahan. So you must remember in a business, mungkin dalam satu industri ni you have few competitors, 5 competitors, but 5 of these competitors they might have the same ideas. By idea, which one yang akan menjadi the first mover itu sendiri. Okay, so that's why you must be more responsive, more adaptable in terms of the changes happen around you. And then in terms of the entrepreneurship, also the strategic entrepreneurship, so of course it will lead into the creation of the wealth and also the value. So by the combining the strategic actions and also the entrepreneur actions, okay, tindakan, decisions yang awak ambil dengan strategic action based on you punya strategic content tadi, so of course you akan nampak you akan lead into the innovativeness of you punya product. So you have tindakan, you are adaptive in terms of the changes, from the adaptive of the changes, and then in terms of the flexible itself, you can create a new strategic action, so you will lead into a new innovative tadi product. Okay, in terms of the networking, so creating a more networking, internationalizations, organizational learning, so you are learning a new things. And then top management teams and governance and also the growth. So of course all of this combination will lead into the wealth creations, kekayaan ataupun benefit, profit terhadap you lah as entrepreneurs. And then this is in terms of the creating the strategic vision, articulating the need and also the purposes. So it is a process of merge and combine, then deciding and eliminating. So of course there we have a few questions or area of inquiry. So the first question, what opportunity or problem lead to the venture launch? So the components of the strategic vision is the purpose, what we are attempting to do. So sama juga what blocks progress. Apa yang menghalang perkembangan sesuatu ideas ataupun strategi untuk dilakukan. Of course, the component kita akan tengok dari segi resources needed. Okay. So ini adalah antara proses untuk you merge balik daripada apa sebenarnya halangan-halangan yang timbul dan juga cara untuk you identify untuk mengatasi sesuatu cabaran. Okay, the last category, how we will know we are on the right track. Okay, in term of the strategizing, of course, kalau tadi desire punya strategi, benda yang baru, macam mana you nak memastikan strategi yang you perkenalkan itu, strategi baru yang diperkenalkan itu berada pada landasan yang betul in term of the objective achievement, in term of the vision that you are trying to achieve. So of course, you need to take a look in term of the data to be gathered. So this is in terms of the market survey yang you lakukan. Right. The next is in terms of the value creation. Okay, developing the strategy in good company. So the business ethics and values are the subject of increasingly great attention today in light of numerous scandals involve unethical and unlawful action on the part of the manager. So ethics. So what is actually the ethics? So ethics is the behavior that conforms to the moral principle and also the values. Etika. Sama ada you are following the right moral value dari segi principle ataupun dari segi behavior you sendiri. So the business ethics is actually the discipline of developing and practice the business relationship that conform to this moral. And many businesses design a formal ethics program, include a code of the ethics. Okay. And previous research also identified the key strategic benefit for a business that have ethics program. So what is the importance of having the ethics ni? Etika ataupun integrity lah. A good moral value in your punya business. So first, it can build employee loyalty, reducing hiring and training costs. So awak kena ingat yes, employee is a part of you punya resources. Resources kita ada kan tadi, kalau you ingat previous chapter, resources ni in terms of the financial is another resources, manpower is another resources. So the importance of the ethics program is that you can build the employee loyalty supaya pekerja you akan berada dan setia di dalam organisasi awak. Because you kena ingat, once the employee are leaving the organisation, you need to hire another workers. So untuk hire another workers ni, kita melibatkan banyak cost. Okay, cost untuk hire pekerja tu satu hal. Reducing, okay, cost untuk hire pekerja tu contohnya dari segi periklanan, in terms of the interviewing the new employee. So ini melibat cost. Tapi kalaulah employee itu setia, so you boleh mengurangkan cost-cost ini daripada meningkat. And then in terms of the training cost, training cost pun salah satu masalah bila you punya pekerja itu meninggalkan organisasi awak, you need to hire a new workers, a new employees. So to ensure that the new employees has the same level of the knowledge from the previous pekerja yang meninggalkan organisasi itu, of course you kena hantar training to increase dia punya skills, competency. So it does involve a training cost. Okay, and then another importance is to reduce the theft, masalah-masalah yang melibatkan kecurian lah. And then drive sales and build the customer loyalty. Why it will drive the sales and build customer loyalty? Because you have the same employee that can serve the customers. So tak ada perubahan. So the actual employees know you punya customers. So they know well the customers, so that bila you tahu dan you kenal customer you, of course you boleh memastikan dan memenuhi segala keperluan yang diperlukan oleh customer awak. So that's why it can build a customer loyalty. And then it can attract quality applicants with minimum investment in terms of the recruitment. Okay, pemohon ataupun pekerja yang berkualiti. So this is the importance to have an ethics program in you punya organisation. And then as we know the importance of the ethics in the strategy in your business, so how to write a code of the ethics. So it is never too early in the formulation of a new venture to write a code of ethics. So once you written document should be revisited each year, and as the firm grows, more information can be added to it. So the code of ethics should contain the following types of information. Satu, the purpose of you punya code of ethics, and then the second one is the policy that you need to follow. So this is the importance ataupun this is the content that must have in writing the code of ethics in your punya strategy. How to write a code of ethics? So the first is by having a procedure. For example, is honesty and fairness, labor employees relation matters, and others. Environmental, you need to take into consideration either it does suit you punya code of ethics that you are going to implement. Accurate and complete records, workplace safety, bidding, negotiation and performance on contract, reporting suspected violation, training, and also reviewing the procedure, the SOP that you have in you punya code of ethics. Okay, so that's all for the chapter 5. So this is for the further readings. You can go through these references. Okay, so you boleh cari balik maklumat daripada references yang sedia ada di sini untuk lebih mendalam berkaitan dengan chapter 5. So that's all for this week, guys. So then see you again. Thank you for listening. Bye.